Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you very much for those who have subscribed to our channel. For those who haven't, please subscribe and support us, share and like our videos if you like what we are doing. In the spirit of giving people a lot of good information about immigration. Today I'm going to talk about the salaries in the UK and what to expect, so that if you are planning to come here, you know exactly what to get yourself into. You can compare with your living standard where you are currently, and then what you are going to face when you come here, and then you can make an informed decision. That's the whole essence. So that's what we are trying to do. So today I want to tell you that if in the UK, if you are earning a take-home salary of £2,500 to 4,000, you are regarded as one of the people who can live a decent life. You can be able to rent a good apartment, maybe a 3 bedroom. You can be able to also heat your house. You can be able to pay your council bills. You can also afford to have a car on loan, and you can also afford to go on a holiday when you are not at work. So that's the average, that's the range which is regarded as like a fairly decent salary in UK, which can allow a person to live a decent life. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, for example, a family of three, that is a father and a mother, and then maybe let's say a family of four, a father and a mother and two kids. That is going to be my example, which I'm going to use. And then we look at the salary. If someone is getting 2,500, I'm going to show what are the costs they are going to face, and then we take an average of someone who is earning maybe 3.5 or 3,000 as well, so that you can have a picture of what cost structure, what is involved, and can you manage when you come with your family. And you also need to bear in mind that when you are coming here as a foreigner, you don't qualify for universal credit. So when you don't qualify for universal credit, it means you are not getting subsidized accommodation. So you are going to pay for your accommodation fully. You also need to put in mind that when you have got a child who is still going for creche or kindergarten, that's another very expensive area in the UK, taking your child to the creche. And sometimes you don't have an option. You can't have any maid here because the maid are also regulated. You need to give them the minimum salaries, minimum wages per hour. So it's very expensive. You need to be in mind, calculate and say, okay, how much have I been offered as a salary? And then if I pay rent and then I pay kindergarten, am I going to survive? So if you need to delay your child to come here up to the point whereby they come here, and then when they start school, then you may need to do that so that you can save a lot of money. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to on my screen, you can look there. You see the costs involved. You see the salary, and then you see the savings which are going to be left for the family. I said I'm going to use a model family of four. And then you also need to look at, let me just give you the jobs which pays around that 2.5, in the range of 2.5. You find out that you've got nurses. You also have yes, like social workers. You also yeah, so basically even those ones who are getting into entry level, like in IT, business analysts, QA testers, those ones in the entry level, they will be getting that around, which is something like 38,000 a year or 40,000. So it goes after tax, it goes to 2,500. So then you also need to look at those who are getting around 4,000 and 3,000, 345. You find you have got developers there. You also have QA engineers who have been who have got experience, but then who are in the middle level experience. Those ones who are on the higher level experience, they become part of the highly paid crew, which goes around maybe 85,000, 80,000 to 100, 120. And then the software developers and the engineers, they do get a lot of money as well. If you've got experience, those ones they can clock around 120, 125, 100,000, 110, 130, which is good. In the UK, you can live a very comfortable life if you have got that. If you are getting into, if you are into those areas, and the medical doctors as well, they do get good money. If they've got experience, they can get up to 100,000, 120, 80,000. So those are good salaries. So but you got to also understand that when you are a foreigner, when you come here, you are a foreigner, you need to understand that in the first 5 years, you don't do much, because you are on a visa. You can't, you are not on permanent, you don't have an ID, you don't have indefinite stay. So you are a bit restricted in doing much, like most of the investments, if you want to do business. So now I'm answering that question for the one of the subscriber who asked about investments. Yes, yeah, you can do investments in the UK. There are quite a lot of good investments. If I look at in the IT industry, for example, we have got a lot of fintechs. If we look at big banks and big companies, big financial institutions, they no longer want to burden themselves by doing the systems for themselves. They go and contract out to fintechs, because the fintechs has got a pool of experts who understands this thing to deliver these things in what these systems in time and in a quality manner. So they contract out, they invest in those fintechs. So if you wanna start a fintech in the UK, it's one of the lucrative industry. There's a lot of them. You find out that IT is now split into fintechs. So it's an investment which is very good for someone who can do that. And then for someone, for example, someone who comes from Asia, for someone who comes from Africa, I always feel like there's an opportunity whereby you can also look at having a restaurant, you can having a bar which gives stuff, which gives food which is from your native, because people are flocking into the UK from all over the world. So if you look at that niche market and you cater it well, then you are going to have a very good business in terms of in the food industry. Maybe a small supermarket is selling food from Africa, selling food from Asia, or a small restaurant doing food from your native country. It's one of the areas which I've looked at, and I see that it pays well. People will always be looking at those areas. I know there's Palmer's in Milton Keynes. It's always full, and with African people who come to look for African food. And then you also look at Manaka. It's also doing well with our Africans coming to buy food from there. So those are some of the investments which I can recommend for someone who wants to invest in the UK. I'm not saying you cannot go big, but I'm saying if you look at UK, it's quite competitive. There's a lot of people who have got money who would want to invest in those bigger deals. But you can start small. You can find a niche market, and then you can develop from there. So yeah, guys, I hope that this is useful to you. This is making right decisions. If you like what we are doing, please subscribe, share, and like our videos. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video. You can suggest what you want to know on the comment section, and then I'll gladly investigate and or research, and then give you the response in the next video. Thank you very much.